Now, the GOP, GOP for short, the playing field for the 2024 presidential election is still wide open, but the RNC chair, Ronna McDaniel, wants to make sure the party is the same and is on the same page. Take a look.
Will candidates be required to sign a pledge saying that they will support whomever becomes the nominee in order to get on that debate stage?
We haven't put the criteria out, but I expect a pledge will be part of it. It was part of 2016. I think it's kind of a no-brainer, right? If you're going to be on the Republican National Committee debate stage asking voters to support you, you should say, I'm going to support the voters and who they choose as the nominee.
Okay. Well, will everybody be on board to take the pledge? It's kind of like the Pledge of Allegiance.
I don't know. They didn't really.
I mean, as I said before, I pledge allegiance to the RNC that I will back any other candidate. I mean, come on, folks. This is just such, CNN. Will the candidates from the RNC, will they be required to take the pledge? Unbelievable. Anyways, let's continue.
Kind of come away from this extremism. As long as these types of things are enforced, you're going to have the Republican people falling in line for sometimes really extreme candidates.
Well, Democrats have done it in the past too. This is not extraordinary for a party to demand.
And I don't agree with it on that either.
Well, but the thing is, once you sign the pledge, I mean, what is she going to do? Take away his dessert?
No, it's not about the it's not about the enforcement. It's the suggestion. So if I'm there and you've suggested that I have to fall in line for anyone at this table, now when I go out and speak to people that are fans of mine, they're saying, well, you are endorsing everyone.
Anna's point, when the Democrats did it, I understood when it was, I believe, 2019, Bernie Sanders signed a DNC loyalty pledge in 2019 saying, I am a member of the Democratic Party. In 2019, he signed a loyalty pledge promising to run and govern as a Democrat if he won the presidency. We all know that he calls himself a democratic socialist, but he's also has been an independent. Right. And so I think that makes complete sense. Are you going to become the president and now all of a sudden you're an independent and you're doing maybe a Senator Joe Manchin?
Well, this is why these pledges kind of come and go like, farts in a dust storm. and because, Joe Manchin, we don't know what he is.
He recently wouldn't even say.
Well, yeah, and so Democrat. For me, I don't want anybody to have to prove their loyalty. You either are or you're not, and your voting will let me know where you stand.
Right.
If you get behind me, if I'm if I'm gonna say something, my heart is palpitating. But if I'm the Republican nominee and you're not a fan, you're going to talk up somebody else. That's how this.
If you're the Republican nominee, I may vote for the Republican nominee.
But may I just say real quick, though, if Donald Trump is not the nominee, he will burn the entirety of the GOP to the ground.
Now, again, here's Alyssa. Rhino, just like Ana Navarro, Rhino, and she says, if Donald Trump is not the nominee of the Republican Party, he will burn it down to the ground. They said the same thing in 2016. If he doesn't win the election, he will just basically burn it right to the ground. And what will happen? The Republican Party will then return back to its, elitist roots. None of that happened. Obviously, he won in 2016, but they just keep this fear-mongering, this gaslighting, keep adding the, taking the, basically just all the time talking this stuff up. The hyperbole that comes out of these people's mouths is absolutely unbelievable. As far as the pledge is concerned, folks, look, as long as everything is above board, you take the pledge. I think you should, that's right. If by chance, listen, if it's fair and square in the primary and everything is okay, whoever comes out of the primary should be the candidate that you fall in line with. Because at the end of the day, you are voting for the candidate, you are voting for party, and you should back the candidate that was there. Now, I know that sometimes, temperatures and feelings run deep, and people say, there's just no way. If my candidate doesn't make it, I'm not voting for anybody else. I tend to feel that, a Republican, most of the time, any Republican would still be better than any Democrat, although it's that close depending upon the Rhino Republicans that we basically, put in place before in primaries too. Let's continue.
Down
Well,
purely
he'll
out of spite
try.
and revenge.
He'll
Yeah.
try.
He'll probably be successful
try.
this time.
I don't know.
He'll run third party or he'll trash whoever our nominee is. He's
going to do that. Listen, he's going to do that no matter what.
I
And so
kinda
you
feel
have
like-
to know that he's going to be in his crib, jumping up and down, kicking the walls,
needs the
doing
money.
the things.
He needs the money.
Whether he needs the money or not, there's always somebody who will give him the money. But his desire should not have any push on what you decide to do or what you decide to do or what any of you decide to do if you're Republicans. If you are an American citizen who believes in the Republican Party, then you have to stand for what you believe in. Not for what he believes in, but for what you believe in.
Amen.
What Whoopi is saying here is that you have to stand for what you believe in and not what he believes in. You know what? The reason why you usually gravitate towards a candidate is because what you believe in is what the candidate believes in. I can't think of a time when there was a candidate that I liked, but whatever his policies were, whatever he liked, whatever he was basically putting out there, whatever he said he wanted to do, and I looked at that candidate and said, no, that's not what I think, but I'm still going to back you. I don't think it's happened. Now, when you fill out your list and you've got, your top things that you're considering, and let's say there's 5 or 6 things or 10 things, and you say, well, these are the things that I want. These are the things that I want my candidate to push forward, to push policies for. This is what I'm for. These are things that I'm against. And he checks off those boxes, but not all of them. Well, now you've got to take a look and say, prioritize. Most of them you agree with? Okay, I'm going to go with you. Most of them I disagree with. Why would you do that? So I don't even know what the heck Whoopi's talking about here. If you're an American citizen, you got to go with what you believe in, not what he believes in. It just be, again, verbal diarrhea coming out of the mouth of these lovely lunatic leftist ladies, cackling hens, and the audience is there in their pens cackling right back. Anyways, folks, we appreciate you taking time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been your guest host. My name is Dr. Nasir. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, like, share, and follow us. Hit that notification bell and comment down below. Is that what you want? Do you want the candidates in the primaries to take a pledge that they're going to back whoever wins in the primary and support them in the general election? Let us know. And I'll let you know what my final thought is, which is when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. We'll see you again next time, folks. Take care and stay safe.